everyone, I am Matcha Bunny, and today we're doing another episode of Tiny Bunny. So let's get into it with where we left off with the fox. Yeah, we're still on this. We'll see what it goes. Hey, do you know anything about vulva? I imagine the scene, silhouettes dancing in the clearing. Wow. The dance on the night when Vulva had disappeared. A boy who, when found, can provide a big reward and maybe save my family. I remembered my birthday when our parents promised to take me and Olia to Disneyland in Paris. But instead of a long anticipated gift, they gave me a simple brick game console. Visibly embarrassed. I was crying my eyes out back then, demanding to take me to the Promise amusement park. That was the first time when Mom and Dad had a big fight. My greediness shattered their relationship. If only I could fix everything. Gather everyone I loved and take them to Disneyland. She moved, and that was she knows something. On the night Vulva disappeared, I think I saw someone looking like you dancing under my window. It couldn't be true, but I felt like her mask became even more sly. The fox sniffed me out. Oh, that got you worried. For yourself. Or for someone else. Olia. As soon as I thought about my sister, my chest tightened and a cold sweat streamed down my spine. Well then, listen closely, a boy named Anton. This is a big and scary forest. The fox girl stepped forward menacingly. And I'm not its only tenant. The other beasts already know about you. Beware, we'll come again tonight. I shouldn't have talked to this evil in child form. I shouldn't have talked to this evil in child form, I thought panickingly. When you and your parents will be fast asleep, we'll sneak really close and dance. Macarena. Huh? Hey, Macarena. Look at your mouth agape. Antonsha. He saw me near his window that night. Yeah, right. Are you by any chance a dimwit? Nobody would let me go outside that late. Children go missing here, you know. I touched the plastic frame of my glasses, puzzled by her silly joke. She got me scared to death. Hey, why don't you stop fiddling with your glasses? I was also nearsighted once. Listen to me, and maybe you'll become smarter. Remember what they call foxes? Cunning? My words seemed to hurt her. Hey, what did you... Sorry. Her laugh was akin to the jingle of a pair of silver bells. Just pulling your leg. Of course we're cunning. If you're agile and brave enough to befriend a cunning fox, I'll help you look for your vulva. There's a reason why you're doing it, right? I shrugged in reply. Her insight was alarming. I know my children have been swarming your forest recently. Sometimes you can find a lot of interesting stuff there. One day, I saw a huge pile of candy once, and I swarmed in it until my jaw cramped. A pile of candy? I couldn't deduce whether she believed in what she was saying from the tone of her voice. I showed her another smile, a fake one this time. Boo, so wary. Well, what will you say to this then? She held out her hand and a furry mitten. There was an assortment of sweets in her palm. In the city where I used to live, sweets like these were sold at market or in kiosks. I saw my favorite bubble gum in a vivid wrapper among the tasty treasures. A familiar name on it. Turbo. The rectangular fox face poked her nose towards me. Take some. My pockets are full of these. Oh, God. Okay, so we have a new choice. If I take it, she might grab me. If I refuse, she might be insulted. Where did I put my dice? I think I put them away earlier. Okay, I'll just grab this bag. Where's the D6? There it is. Okay. Evens? We take it. Odds? We refuse. Hopefully politely. Okay, that was a 1, so odds. So we're going to refuse. No thanks. I don't want to offend the first person I've made contact with in this new place, but I also don't want to take gum off the hands of some weird girl. What if she found it in a snow pile? Or what if it's a prank candy? The kind that blows up in your face when you unwrap it. I'm allergic to sweets. What? She sounded puzzled. Are you living in a world of pills and mixtures? Well, more or less. The fox whistled. Her palm was empty now. It floated in the air, catching snowflakes now that all the candy had suddenly disappeared. And and you only celebrate New Year's once in 12 months, right? And you have those... Clicking her fingers trying to remember something. Mondays? Yeah. I smiled. Man, you're a difficult case. I prescribe you a kilo of chocolate to battle your boredom, young man. Who are you? I refrained from asking the question. She wouldn't answer it anyways. Or she'll just lie. I really wanted to see what's behind her mask. I was becoming more and more sure that underneath it wasn't just a simple young girl. What if Volva also found a snow pile with sweets and is now ruling in it? Actually, what if he decided to stay in the forest? He must be so cold without his second mitten then. The wind caught her words like smoke from a fire and carried them deep into the darkness, into the creepy thicket. The trees behind me creaked with their bony branches. Or, what if something happened to him along the way? Something terrible. The forest reached to her words, becoming alive. If it sniffed me out, perking up its ears, just like a curious beast. The fox girl pierced me with her eyes again. Wild beasts? You find that scary? Well, I don't know. He doesn't know. Oh my. Have I befriended a dunce? I don't like being called a dunce, yet being friends with her sounds nice. My grades are good. Really now. Will you come with me, good grade Anton? We'll find your vulva, and you'll be able to ask him what he found deep in the woods. As long as you're with me, nothing can hurt you in the forest. You'll see. Worms of worry withered in my belly. Better run, whispered in my mind. I don't believe you. Do you take me as for a liar? Whatever. You're just like everybody else. The girl sounded hurt, although I don't know if she was genuine about it. She turned around, as if she had immediately lost all interest in me. I remember my dad's favorite saying, "Where are your manners, son?" Instead, this fox was kind to me. Please don't get mad. Foxes can also be nice, like in the fairy tales. I just need to know what kind of fox you are. The girl giggled, hiding the nose of her mask in her hands. Then follow me into the forest, and you'll get to know me. But ain't now, when it gets bright. I mean, your whole body is shaking, you poor thing. I don't want you to get a stroke. Hey, let me accompany you to school. After hearing this, the dog barked in agreement and stopped messing with the mitten. I leaned in, trying to grab the piece of handwear that almost ran away from me. Well, we're going in the same direction. We went towards the school at the last of dawn. Here and there, lights came on in the windows of houses that we passed, as if their inhabitants were sending us warning signs. Silhouettes lurked behind curtains. Dog let out occasional barks. Spiral of gray smoke rose from chimneys. TVs bustled and dishes clanging in kitchens. We watched the village slowly rise from its slumber, while carefully treading the snow-wheeled trails. I walked in the left one, she took the right one. The dog was falling right behind us. I expected the fox to bring something weird again, but she stayed silent all the way to school, as if playing with me was some game only she was privy to. She would only giggle from time to time when the dog sneezed from the snowflake that fell on its nose. I was the first to break the silence. So, what's your name? Here it comes. Names, names, names. You people always need to put labels on everything. What name would you give to a fox like me? I don't know, but I read about Alicia the fox. You know what? I don't mind. I'll be Alicia. I don't understand if she's joking or not. I turned around, as if looking for an answer. From the dog, from the dark sky devoid of dawn, my silent questions were left unanswered. The school outline was already in our sight. A giant brick box stuck in an endless night. Lights in the windows don't bode well for me. The warden trees were guarding the schoolyard. Screams, childless laughters, and someone's whistling tore up the silence. I went here with my mom when we just moved, and the place looked cozy at the time. Empty corridors that smell of polished, puffy snow outside. The second time I came alone to get books, and I just kept out of agitated by peers rolling down the railing, grade schoolers running to the library, and teachers marching down the corridor with an air of self-importance around them. High schoolers were smoking at the entrance in track pants and wool caps perched on their foreheads. Their parents destroyed the last hope of a cozy school. Their stinging eyes and yellow and the teeth yellow from nicotine. Their smirks, all of it had the same gloomy effect as the clouds of winter morning. Adorned by my thoughts, I completely forgot about my companion. I'll wait for you at the backyard after school. Near the hanged man. Near what? She just ignored my question. Don't be late. I hesitated. Blowing hot and cold again. Mom always said when I have trouble choosing between the two options. Thinking about my mom helped me reply. I'm going straight home after school. Well, Antonia, I'm going to let you off the hook. But the others will creep up to you with their smiles and sneers, sinking their teeth into you. Won't be able to shake them off so easily. Remember my words. The fox opened her mouth with a wide yawn. What kind of trick is this? Someone running the distance called out my name. I instantly turned around. A huge snowball whizzed past my shoulder and hit the dog. It whimpered and ran towards the spring. The darkness devoured it. The fox girl was also nowhere to be seen. She dissolved into frosty air. Or she was hiding in my shadow? After taking a deep breath, I went towards the school, towards the cutlets and dough, towards the light raining down into the snow. Let's go! I could hear muffled voices behind the doors. I saw blinking lamps. The darkness creeped along the windows, and it felt like the school was drifting in open space, like a lonely lost spaceship. After going to the second floor, I noticed a crowd around the notice board. Everyone was taking part in a lively discussion. I moved closer and took a look at something everyone was interested in. The wall, through the wall of backpacks, there was a piece of paper with something printed on it, glued to the left of the notice board. Oh, that's Volva. Okay. Attention, missing child. Volva. I'm not going to pronounce the name because I'm going to butcher it. 10 years old. Volva, 10-year-old, grade 4B. Left his home on January the 5th around 16 o'clock and never returned. Was last seen at the bridge over the... So I'm going to butcher that too. Smordran River. He was wearing an orange coat with a hood, a black wool cap, and a scarf and mitten with green stripes. Might have had a plastic toy gun on him. Features: 142 centimeters tall, skinny, brown hair, green eyes. Please call these numbers if you have any information on Volva's whereabouts. Missing child. Volva was his name. A 4th grader. On the grainy print, Volva looked dead, with black mouth and dark empty eye sockets. Could it be the darkness dwelling deep in the forest, invading his pores and manipulating his face? A plastically toy gun couldn't protect him from the whispering branches and the hollowing winds. Empty eyes of the lost boy pierced through my soul as if pleading. Unable to meet us there, I turned around and rushed to the window, took a seat on the windowsill. The corridor was slowly filling with children in groups of a few. Nobody paid any mind. In the darkness of the school, toilets' child voices were hammering a nursery rhyme. For the fox and for the bear, bunny tasty meals prepare. I turned my head towards them, trying to get a better look at their features. but my attention was stolen by a loud click sound. A female teacher marched down the corridor with her chin raised up high. Her heels were hitting the floor like miniature hoofs. A girl was trailing her every step. She was also looking pompous, stopping along the way, whispering some secrets in her friend's ear. She probably is a class rep since she was carrying the attendance register book. Ekaterina, take this, please. The teacher opened the classroom door, and the crowd of children swarmed in, screaming and pushing. Out of all of them, a tall, red-headed fat boy caught my attention. His face was full of blisters. He looked like the inside of a pomegranate. Those eyes. A bad feeling rose up on the hair of the back of my head. I've seen boys like him before, unsettled eyes, crinkling laughter. The girl, who was a smaller copy of the teacher, warned the boy with a wave of her hand and entered the room through the cleaning of the crowd. Some other guy stood in the way of the crowd, and Redhead immediately shoved him. "Move your legs, moron." The boy flew headfirst, flailing his hands, trying to keep his balance. The fatso burst out laughing, and a couple of kids joined his nasty cackling. Their laugh sounded like someone snipping the huge garden scissors. The classroom sucked all of the kids in it. The corridor stood empty. I wanted to grow roots and stay on the windowsill. Just a handful of lampposts outside were battling the darkness, writhing like fluorescent fish in the black ocean. Maybe I can still run away? Go outside, dissolve in the dark. I imagine myself running through snow, how it squeaks under my boots, and how I become lighter and lighter with every step. The ringer's thrill blew that illusion away. I tore myself from the windowsill with great effort, then a couple of deep breaths, trying to at least calm down my mad pulse, and entered the classroom. The prim teacher looked over me with the frame of her glasses, clearly annoyed. "I'm the transfer student. I was told to come here." The snowy forest trail was winding the front of my eyes. The pine rustled, but it didn't sound predatory anymore. She buried herself in the register and flicked through the pages. "Your last name?" Petrov? Huh? You're mumbling there. Say it clearly." "Petrov." You're not on the list." She measured me with long, heavy stare, trying to see if I was lying. I wanted to sink through the floor. Hazy faces observed all the time was left. The classroom breathed and snorted in unison like a living organism, like a dangerous beast. "Are you sure?" "I don't have you in my register." My knees chose the worst time to start shaking, and I feel dizzy. I clutched my fist so hard my knuckles became white. "They told me to come to classroom 204 to ask for Lila Pavolan, class 6C. Oh! Apparently everyone in the classroom took my words of some sort of joke because they were all laughing. What's wrong with this school? The classroom fell silent. The kids hid their smirks for a better occasion. Why do we hire so many interns? They all know how to put lipstick all over their bulging lips, but when it comes to real problems, I have to solve everything. How did they send you here without any proper paperwork? We had this same thing happen so many times already. Wait here, I'll be back. after I have a little chat with them. The teacher flew past me, mumbling something to herself in a righteous anger, so I was left standing at the center of the classroom. Like a convict in front of a firing squad, I lowered my gaze, feeling the mocking stares from all around the classroom directed at me. They prickled my skin and danced on it like laser sights. Once again, I imagined running far away from this place, fighting the clawing winds, soaring high above the pines in one long jump, with the wind in my back and my only companion. The eyes of my future classmates were asking, "This new boy, is he one of us or an outsider?" Somebody whispered something, and stifled laughs rolled through the classroom. Wipe the board. It was easy to guess who the main prankster here. Hey, Four Eyes, are you not only blind but also deaf? I said, wipe the board. My knees weren't the only shaking part of my body anymore. I was trembling from head to toe, and I prayed for the teacher to come back soon. My prayers were answered by the power that be. And what should I do with you now? Where will you sit? Well, you can sit with Semyon, I guess. He's alone anyway. No way! The fatso put his backpack on the seat beside him and stretching his belly in a smirk. You back to your old tricks. Should I call your grandmother here again? The caution went silent. And what she's gonna do? I'll be the one to do something if she doesn't. Put your backpack. Put away your backpack now. Semyon didn't move a muscle. He started studying the portraits of writers on the wall, looking bored. I need to do something to resolve this somehow, to save myself. I cleared my throat and continued in shuffled voice that sounded nothing like me. I can sit in the last row. I think there's a free seat. The teacher snored loudly. She looked at me, then Semyon, then back at me. Fine, go there for now. And you, Babarin, I'll have a talk with you later. Come to me after class. You'll be on cleaning duty. Got it? Semyon forced a twisted smile. Juicy pimples were growing on the tip of his nose. Ripe for the taking. I walked carefully, afraid to stumble and fall, causing another outburst of laughs from everyone. I took my seat at the back, at the last table, where I was met with a pile of ode posters. The outcasts took their seats, and the class was ready to start. Now, this is settled. Let's start class. Today's theme is traditions of Russia and international literature in Zoshenko's Don't Lie. The fatso turned back to me. His stare informed me of the coming days, weeks, months of bullying. I got my eyes on you, said in his watery look. After a couple of periods, I had already noticed a huge little spit stain in my notebook. Then, at the cafeteria, this Semyon accidentally spilled a glass of Kompot on me. Glossary! What is that? A dessert drink brewed from a mixture of dry fruit and berries. Okay. And then he flailed his hands around after exiting the toilet, so some of his liquid from his hands would get on me. Ew. Just before the final period today, Semyon pushed me into a buzzing crowd of girls from our class. Oh no! They made way cursing, but I couldn't help hold my balance and ended up ramming my face into a girl I took for the class rep before, right into her chest. Ow! I immediately stepped back, dying from embarrassment. I'm sorry, are you alright? Then she suddenly put her hands on her hips. Will you look at him? Groping me in front of everyone. I'm telling my mom. They'll expel you, pervert. There was some sort of sadistic pleasure in her eyes, as if she was a child who was about to put a lit-up match to a chafer beetle. I didn't mean to. He pushed me. We saw that, you know. No blind among us. She stared at my glasses while showing me a creepy smile. I started to fume on the inside, but Simon's laughter cooled my head. I pushed you. Are you sure? He swagged up to me and enveloped me in the smell of sunflower seeds, rotting teeth, and then pushed me to the ground. Like this, huh? Oh, what you gonna do now? The bully towered over me as if saying, come on, hit me. Let me see you try. Okay, we got another choice. We're gonna roll. Because that is just seeming to work well. And then I don't have to think. We're gonna make this choice and deal with the consequences next episode. But we'll make this choice first. Okay. Evens, fight back. Odds, endure. Oh, no! Shit. Okay. We got a 3, which means it's an odd. So we endure. Shit. So I don't want to. Oh, let's be real. Now that I know there's so many options, I'll probably play this again at some point. I breathed in loudly, stood up, massaging my temples. Simon made a mocking smile as if asking me wordlessly, and what are you going to do about it? I looked at his red fist and then seemed so big to me at the moment and realized if I said even a single word, I'd get hit. And he'll keep on hitting me until I cry. Or even then won't stop and nobody was going to help me. Sorry. I tripped. With a pathetic squeak. If you could actually burn up from shame, I would have been reduced to cinders by now. Learn how to walk. Blind rat. I lowered my eyes and squeezed past Semyon. He showered me with a smell of decaying teeth. Bye-bye, sucker. Ugh. Fatso let out a loud snort behind my back. My muscles became wooden, and I felt him whipping his hands on my back. I continued walking, listening to demeaning smirks from all sides. It was even worse than I expected. I was late to leave the school after classes on purpose. Simeon didn't attend the last period, so I was hopeful. What if he decided to dodge the cleaning duty and ran home, forgetting all about me? This was a relief. I didn't want to meet him in an empty hallway. The smirk of my classmates stood before my eyes like overturned horseshoes. My class had a lot of fun at my expense, but those who missed the show were asking others to describe my bullying in full detail. If I've just transferred to this school of freaks, I'd be less conspicuous amongst the hunchbacks, lame legs, and disfigured. While the other students were leaving the school laughing loudly, I pretended to skim through my books near a window. I was staring outside, nervous. And this is where we're going to end today's episode. If I can hit buttons correctly. If you liked this episode, please remember to like, subscribe, and if you like, leave a comment. I will see you guys next time in the next episode of Tiny Bunny. See ya. Bye bye.